How's everybody doing? Happy Chanukah. Today is the third day of Chanukah, the holiday, the Yom Tov of miracles, where we see light in every dark situation. So during this Chanukah, me and my brother over here, Mendy doing some shlichus of the Rebbe, where the last 2 days we've been going to prisons to visit Jewish inmates, bring them donuts, light menorah with them, put tefillin on, sing songs, tell jokes, tell stories, give over Torah. And a prison that we went to 2 days ago, we had like kind of a nice little casual sit down with a couple inmates, and one of the inmates, he kind of like shared his story of how he got into prison, and he shared a whole miraculous story of that I'll share right now, and also just of hope that he's built up in his own life, and just an amazing perspective that he has. I was just so impressed. I was so amazed. I was like, wow. I was like about to cry when he was telling me his story and how he looks at the whole situation. So one of the guys we were sitting with, he had shared that he was in prison for robbing a Walgreens or like a CVS or something, and they sentenced him for like 20 to 25 years. Sorry, it was an armed robbery. They sentenced him to 25 years, and then the lady who was at the cash register, the victim, had recanted, meaning she took back her words that it was an armed robbery and conceded that it was actually unarmed. So that changed his sentence from 25 years to 3 years. So that was a huge miracle. And he was saying how he had they gave him a choice whether he could take the 3 years, like do community hours, or get off and not even have to go to prison altogether, like do community hours for like a couple years, or be in prison for 3 years. And he said he decided he chose to go to stay in prison for 3 years. Now that's a surprising decision, like one may want to do community hours and have that be the sum of time they have. It's not as like unpleasant as being in a setting like prison. But he was telling us that he had this drug problem, and it was really like ruling over his life before he came into prison. And once he got into prison, it helped him kind of clean himself up. But during COVID, he relapsed, and that was kind of like the propeller of why he decided to stay in prison for 3 years, because he had seen his young daughter come to visit in the prison, like during visitation with his mother, and that gave him like this hope, this like what, this is something I want to look forward to. I want to be a good role model for my daughter in her life when I get out. And so he told us he's been clean for over 7 months from drugs. And in the prison he was in before, this is on the east coast of Florida, but like the prison he was in before was in the west coast of Florida. He was trying to go to a shul, a synagogue, to connect to God and get closer to God, but they didn't have one. They only had a church, and he went there and he was trying to get close to God, but he didn't feel any connection in that setting. When he came to this place, though, the one that we visited, he said he met this other guy, and together they became like chavrusas, like they were like learning partners together. They were learning from the Chayinu, doing the daily Tanya and Chumash and just other studies in there together. They say Mendy and I, they say thank you to God when they wake up. They put tefillin on together every day, and just like he was saying. And the biggest thing for me was that he was saying that like he's getting out in about 30 days, and he said that he says when he says thank you in the morning, like for waking up and everything, he also says thank you God for like putting me here in prison and for this opportunity. He says he thanks God every day for being in prison, and he looks at it as such a blessing, because now he has this opportunity to turn his life around, and he almost sees it like a shkacha pratis, it's like divine providence that he's going through this now, that it's kind of helped him come to like recognition in his life and awareness of like what's important to him and how he wants to lead his life. And he was saying like without prison he may have not cleaned up his act and had this desire to come closer to God, or stop doing drugs. So like just want to say that from a first-hand experience from a prisoner who we met, a Jewish inmate, that there's light in every situation that we bring light into. He definitely brought light into his situation. He found light in that situation. He became light in his situation for himself. He said, "Thank God, like no one like no one was bringing up a knife against him, or he didn't owe anybody money, and he didn't get into any fights, which usually is very common, any of those things to happen." So he says he feels very blessed, and it was just amazing to me. We have so many things to be blessed, to be thankful for. I was telling them that we're we can see, we can hear, we can walk, we can talk, we can breathe, we can taste good foods, we eat good foods, we have so many things that we're constantly enjoying, but we're walking miracles. So let's take this time to be the light in our own life and be the light in other people's lives. We don't know if like there's someone out there who needs the light we have to give, whether that's a smile or giving someone a compliment or just being joyful. But I have this thing I made up that I think it's important to do these 3 things every day: 5 minutes of laughing, 5 minutes of dancing, and 5 minutes of singing. Playing a song you like and sing along, play some music that gets you up and dancing, and play something that makes you laugh, or get on a phone call with a friend, tell some jokes back and forth, whatever it is, tell some funny stories, just to kind of get someone in a light mood, and then hopefully they can share that with other people as well and bring some more joy into someone else's life. Anyways, happy Chanukah, everyone. I hope you guys see a lot of miracles in your lives, and I hope we have Moshiach right now.